going, I better stop it. What's going on, people? Thought I'd come back and see about vibing for just a minute. It's the evening, and I'm kind of tired. It's been a good day. I've been finding myself going to bed fairly, not really early, but I'm going to bed by 10, sometimes 9:30. It's about 10 after 9 now, and just thought I'd see about checking in. I'm mellow, yeah. I got a nice buzz going for the evening. Everything in its right place works, Too much is too much, and a little bit is perfect, if you know what I'm saying. So, it's been an interesting day in my head as I've been looking at the news as well as the information coming through the internet, and which we're all connected through. And I just see the reality of the situation, whether or not there's something else going on besides all these people getting sick and, the rising numbers of people being infected, much less the numbers of people dying, even though they still are nothing compared to, if I understand correctly, the numbers are still nothing compared to the annual numbers from the flu. From the flu. However, it's a different situation, and I take it seriously. And like I said, there's a strong thread of people who just insist that they know better. But it's like, why should I'll speak for myself? Why should I listen to them? What the hell do they know? And what difference does it make? We have to deal with this. That's, I kind of said something to that effect. I'm going to show you some music I've been listening to tonight. But as you know, I'm going to kind of ramble a little bit. I posted on Facebook because it's like, I need to use my skills to remain, relatively anxiety free. I don't have any reason to be feeling anxious, and some of the things that people say, it's still, even though I understand it's a big wide world and there's all kinds of people, sometimes it's mind-blowing, what I come across, but it's just like, well, that's human behavior for you, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I just firmly understand that, everyone thinks that they're, not everyone, but it's there's a good generality. As a generality, I think there's a lot of truth in saying there's a lot of people who just think that they're right, or that what they know is the truth, and I never say that about what I share. I don't know. I know what I'm experiencing and what makes sense to me, and that's what I try to share. So I just steadfastly stand on that as far as my understanding, in dealing with human beings, because, man, we're just dealing with people losing their shit and just insisting that they know, left from right, up from down, and my way is the way you're supposed to see it. And it's like, the fuck with that shit. The hell with that. It's the last thing we need, and yet we're getting all of this. We're getting so much static and just folks kind of like just, I don't know. It's like I'm wanting, the calm to rise, as it appears to be in some people, but all this other, what I just generally term as bullshit, is just really been activated even further by the current situation. it is unreal, you know. It is unfortunate that, you know, this is the one thing I'll say before I go to music. And yes, I did just wash this sweater. I'm always wearing it. It's my favorite. I just washed it. But do I see and suspect that, you know, this whole, all along, there's been this, not all along, how shall I put this to make it make sense and along with what's going on? Okay, so we've got this virus situation, which means people have got to lock down, which is a precursor to authoritarian military rule. Not that that's what's happening, but it's kind of like, well, now it's set up. You know, it's like normal has changed for the time being. Excuse me. And the human mind and perception is very flexible. You know, what is normal, as we're experiencing what was normal a month ago, sure isn't now. And so the idea that people can be pushed into this authoritarian, you know, might, ruling by might situation that could possibly come about. I see that. I see that potential, you know, outcome of events. I don't want it. What can I do? What can I do about that? The main thing I can do is be as rational as I can be when I share through the medium here with you all, instead of spouting some crap to cause anxiety or say things that I don't think I understand. I always say what I understand. So that's what's on my mind. I've been thinking about that, as well as listening to music today. And I started some music. I started to share it online, then on my Facebook, then I deleted it, you know. And then I went back to it and started to make more sense of the piece. I love that, you know, I don't really suffer what is called writer's block. If I don't feel like making music, I don't push it. But usually if I start, something happens. And if nothing happens, then I just, you know, come back to it. But today something just fell out, you know, again, very simple melodically. Is it on my, it might even just be right here. Yeah. Can you hear that? Nothing, just messing with this, but this is... kind of a round sort of thing, because it's not in really 4/4, although I just put it on the 4/4 beat, but the figure is not really in 4/4. It was some fun. So, let me stop that. That's part of what I did today. Besides spending some time in silence. And then this evening I've been watching some video Yellow Magic Orchestra in particular, which I was watching Technodon. I've got a DVD of that when they did that concert. They broke up and then they did a reunion in '93, but they called themselves Not YMO, Not YMO, and did this thing called Technodon. Kind of a cool lenticular cover. And watching the concert and some other stuff led me to coming back to the CD. I haven't played it in a while. It came out in 1993. You know how time buries things. You know, you have your favorites and it's your favorite, and then the next thing you know, you're listening to something else and this disappears. This is so good. And I posted it online just now, and I always pay attention to the responses, you know, not like so much, but just the interaction or just the attention that the posts get. And people don't know about this album. This is so, my goodness, this is really good. Yellow Magic Orchestra, Technodon. One of my dogs. Something else I listened to earlier because of seeing something online. My friend Randy posted it. The band Sad Lovers and Giants. I'll try to remember to write a list of what I'm showing. English band from the 80s. There's 88 here. Feeding the Flame. My band Digital Sex. Not 88. It's got to be sooner than that. Well, that's when the CD came out. We covered one of the songs off of here. Big tracks, little tracks. Atmospheric Dream Pop. This is, kind of a precursor to shoe. Not really. I see a connection between what they call dream pop and shoegaze and just atmospheric, good songwriting. This is a good band, Sad Lovers and Giants. Listened to this earlier. Pulled this because I hadn't listened to it, and it's just okay. It's got some good musicians on it. The thing is called The Human Chain. And the CD is called Cashin. The fella in the middle is a horn player, if I got it right, Django Bates, who has also played with, he was in Bill Bruford's Earthworks. And as you see, it's on the EG label. And this is jazzy and then kind of tropical, but, kind of like in a way where it's like trying to mix up. Well, we're good musicians and we can write, but we're also trying to make music that has some sort of commercial appeal, trying to mix it. And the way that it's mixed, I don't particularly care for, but I have it and hadn't listened to that in a long time. Played that today. So what's still sitting out that I played on vinyl? Played this almost all the way through. MBV by My Bloody Valentine. The album that they took forever to make after Loveless. One side of this is this I posted and people got to talking about it, and I agree with a general consensus. This is nothing like Loveless. It's a follow-up, but it's like it's about one side good. There's a couple things in here. It's like that is just filler. It's like this is just doing nothing. And it's like, in relation to what they've done, it's like a pointless thing to even put on record. Just my opinion. Glad to have this, though. So I think it's side 2 that's really solid. I think side 1 just meanders all over the place. It starts off okay. Yeah, it starts off good. And just kind of just doesn't maintain until we get to side 2. This came up, and I just actually didn't play it, but it's out. Focus. In and Out of Focus. This is the 1971 UK reissue. The first pressing of it has a different cover. I like this cover quite a bit. Love the band. Played a couple sides of this though today. Really enjoyed it. This is made. It's 2 double albums that. It's made so that if you're supposed to play 2 sides at the same time. one side of Boris and one side of Merzbow on two different systems at the same time to get the full effect. And of course it works, without that, which is the way I listen to this part 2, Gensho. And I just really get this music. It's, they sing in Japanese, I believe, because I cannot understand a word, and it just doesn't matter. It just, to me, this music is a mixture of darkness and detachment, because I'm not going to say light. I don't really see much light coming from Boris or Merzbow. That's not a criticism, and maybe so. Maybe it is a kind of light. Because like I said, I'm using the word detached. It's more like, it's like this is real life. That's what this music is to me. It's real life. Here's, so I played some more Boris, actually. I did 10-inch split with Torche, the band Torche, who I've seen. I really like them. They're heavy, and then Boris. That's how I got turned on to Torche, was seeing them on tour together, and Torche was the opening band, and they were really good. So this is good. 10-inch, both sides are good. Torche side is really good. And then this is something, I'm not sure how I came across it, but maybe it was really marked down. I think that's how it was when Almost Music was still going. I had a bunch of stuff marked down. This is memory tapes. Apparently it's one guy, and that's one of his monikers. It's electronic, and it's okay. It's pretty good, but I found myself listening to it critically at times, which is like, well, dang, when I can't get past that tells me something, like parts of it were like, yeah, I'm really getting into these ideas. And then there were other parts where it's like, well, this is kind of weak. Grace Confusion by Memory Tapes is the name of this. But overall, it's pretty good. I would recommend giving it a listen and probably check out more of his music. So that's what's going on today. My little friend called again this morning. I told him if he needed to, he could. And it turns out, his dad let me know, that boy practiced almost 10 hours since we had the first lesson. And I could tell that he, even though he still has no idea, I tried to work today on before I go, because it's night. I'm just going to let it upload overnight. So I tried to start to teach him, the notes, E sharp, F, G, you know what I'm saying? Start up, what you're playing, and working on, good solid finger placement on the frets. That was fun. I knew that I really want to be a teacher, you know what I'm saying? It does take a lot of patience. Someone left a good quote that I've heard before, which is, the best way to learn something is to teach it, which is true, because it's, again, it's so true. So that's just kind of cool going on. And it just comes to mind, it just completely connects with what I'm thinking about, this new reality that we're living in right now with this pandemic. I know people personally who have the virus in Italy. So, it ain't no motherfucking hoax to me. Last time I heard from them, and I'm going to keep it real general, your whole damn family has it. symptomatic. No one's gone COVID or whatever the fuck you call it. COVID. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they ride the storm out. So strange to me that we're in this world where we have people who insist that they know something and they don't tell you how the fuck do they know, you know? And how would they know? And what does it matter? Can they stop this mad thing that's happening? No. So what the fuck? And pardon my French, because that's where I'm at about it. It pisses me off to just hear consistently the different, because I can't just say that it's stupidity or ignorance, because it's just the way it appears to me, but it's like, it's just not my frame of mind, and it's like, it just really is irritating, not offensive, but irritating, you know, to deal with people who come at you as though they know which way down the road everyone's supposed to go, you know. Man, I learned a long time ago about being some fucking follower. And then on top of that, being aware of my own ability to be a leader, but a false leader, you know, one of those kind of people who's trying to string everybody along just because they can, you know. That's bullshit, you know. That's why I'm not into charismatic leaders and talkers and stuff, you know. I know about Eckhart Tolle and a lot of swamis, and I'm into knowledge, but some people, the way that they present it, it's like, I'm way done. I'm way done with y'all's shit. I can pontificate just like y'all. And that, to some people, they'll probably might, you know, they may think that's laughable. I don't care, because the deal that I, again, understand so well, and I'll keep saying it because I think some people need to understand this. We all live in our own reality. And, you know, we have this shared basic agreement about how the world works, but no one knows the sum total of reality, although everyone thinks they do, you know. We don't know. You know, that's why we're in the situation we're in. I say partially, you know, if we as a species weren't able to move past the need to war and, you know, I want something someone else has, so I'm going to take it, conquest, which leads to weaponization of militarization, the whole history of military thinking, you know, and philosophy, you know, and the need for it, you know. That, to me, completely is connected to the dilemma we're in with the virus, you know. I don't know that it's invented, but it's, you know, it's biochemical warfare. You understand what I'm saying? You know, very likely there's a connection, but I don't know. And then someone will probably come on and write, Dereck, this is what said. Don't bother. It's like, you know, even if you really know right now, I just don't really kind of like give a fuck. You know, it's like where I'm at is I want us to survive this. You know, I want us to. You know, I'm not looking forward to the supposed numbers of people who are going to start, not just getting sick, but the people that are going to die. I'm not looking forward to that. And, of course, there's the hope inside that, you know, that we're putting the lid on this so that, you know, we're getting this under control. We'll just have to see. Time will tell. Have I rambled enough? It's 25 minutes. Ooh, see? Now, a lot on my mind, but I can still smile, and I sleep all right. You know what I'm saying? I do. I think like a lot of people, I wake up necessarily at my age. I have to get up in the middle, of the night, because of body functions. But I always am able to go back to sleep, and find myself waking up when it's sunrise, So my anxiety level, it's not, if it's higher, it's not much higher. Okay, let me shut up.